Hello, Leo. Welcome. I hope everyone is doing well. Today we are doing a what is hidden reading. So let's get started with your oracles. Messages for Leo. Have addictions, compassion. The situation is influenced by an addictive behavior that is influencing you or the person involved. Pain and trauma are being projected. Try to see the truth of the situation by stepping outside of the chaos to create an opening for forgiveness, patience, and compassion. On the bottom is good news, positive energy. Your prayers have been heard. Good news is on the way. The universe wants you to have expectancy of positive outcomes in your life. You have the power to manifest what you desire of your highest good by co creating with Source. Now it's time to celebrate. All right, let's get the messages of love. We're going to get through these messages for Leo. Have indecisive. I know my inability to make a decision hurts you. Unfinished business. We still have things to resolve and discuss and mend. I want to fix our connection. On the bottom is habits. I don't know if we will ever change. So there is an indication here of like addiction. So this could be, you could be dealing with someone with addictions, because this feels more like an energy of someone who's dealing with someone with some type of addictions. It doesn't necessarily have to be. But it seems like there's someone else here who is kind of like their energy is messy or chaotic. And there's a feeling here of someone wanting to help this person, but it's difficult due to their messy or chaotic energy. Let's get the Twisted Oracle. We're going to get three of these for more context. Messages for Leo. We have backstab, pain, cheating, deception, mind games, love bomb. Divine feminine, so you could be a feminine energy or dealing with a feminine energy. And wingman, best friend, partner in crime, covers for them. And on the bottom is divine masculine. So feminine and a masculine. What this looks to me like is someone is helping this person. Whatever this person is doing, someone like a friend of theirs is helping them to do that. And what I feel like that's trying to indicate is whoever's trying to help this person, the one who's being that person's wingman or whatever, is not helping the situation. So let's go ahead and get started with the tarot. We're going to start with what is the truth behind the situation. What is the truth behind the situation? We have the Six of Swords, Five of Pentacles, Ten of Pentacles. Someone's been kicked out. This could have something to do with like enabling. Star on the bottom. Someone's been kicked out of their home. Either kicking someone out or being kicked out. Six of Swords, Five of Pentacles, Ten of Pentacles. Yeah. Six of Swords in reverse. King of Pentacles. Chariot. I'm get with this energy. There's a lot of talking about. This feels like couch surfing or like nomadic type energy, moving from place to place. Person, someone here may have lost their job, or this could also be someone who is living off the backs of other people, living in other people's homes, uh, eating other people's food, things like that. It feels very like nomadic to me, like someone's just jumping around, staying wherever they're able to stay. Six of Swords in reverse, King of Pentacles, the Chariot, King of Cups in reverse, Page of Wands, Wheel of Fortune in reverse. It just seems like someone who's down on their luck. Queen of Cups. This could be a love situation. I think the way this person is able to move around from place, um, they go with this spiel of, I have no money, I have nowhere to go, I have no one to help me. And that's how they get from place to place, by playing on other people's empathy. Um, but what this feels like to me is almost like a front. Like they're just doing this in order to get a place to stay. This person has some kind of addictions. They either have like a drinking or a drug problem. What is the truth behind the situation? I mean, what I'm saying is, yeah, they need a place to stay, but the reason they don't have money is because I feel like they're spending it on whatever their addictions are, but they're presenting it as though they're someone who's down on their luck, such as, I lost my job, someone kicked me out. They're using that as a way to be able to stay from here and there. The Star, illumination, Clover, luck, and serendipity. Yeah. Locket, that is relationship. Okay. So what I feel like is going on here is this person, we have the gentleman on the bottom, masculine energy. This person, whoever they're in a love relationship with, has been kicked out, due to their addictions, being kicked out of their home. I can't deal with this. You need to straighten up. You can, whenever you straighten up, you can come back. This looks to me sort of like what's going on with this person. Like this person is couch surfing. I really don't feel like they're doing anything to change. It seems like their goal here is just where they're going to lay their head at night, or how they're going to receive from other people. This is someone who is, they're not at the bottom of the barrel, but they're close, is what I feel like. Because to me, this is like someone's day to day activities. This is what you know, their goal from day to day is where they're going to lay their head at night. This feels to me like someone who could be deep in addiction. So, how does this affect Leo? How does this affect Leo? A priestess in reverse, Pisces energy, Page of Cups, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, Five of Wands in reverse. Apologizing for something that's been revealed. How does this affect Leo? High Priestess in reverse. Page of Cups. Five of Wands in reverse. Two Cups in reverse. Yeah. I think whatever's going on with this person, they were kicked out with someone they were in a relationship with. So either you're the one who's in the addiction or you're the one more than likely who is was in a relationship with this person. Eight of Swords in reverse. Ten of Swords in reverse. There's some sort of like deception here. And it could be the addictions or it could have been something that happened due to someone being in addiction. Um, and this cycle of whatever this person is doing may have happened several times before they actually got kicked out, because it looks like to me they were in the mindset that they could apologize and this would be fixed. But I think this time around they were kicked out. Two of Cups in reverse. Eight of Swords in reverse. Ten of Swords in reverse. This looks to me like someone who's given up. Well, not necessarily given up on the other, but given up on trying to like fix things, make things right, or give the other person the opportunity to straighten up, do what's needed in order to, stay in the relationship. Nine of Pentacles, Three of Swords in reverse, King of Wands. There were opportunities given here. See, it's showing that the one who's dealing with this person doesn't have regret about what they've chose to do because they feel like they're better off on their own. This is definitely like I've tried to fix things, and there's nothing more I can do. Someone here has realized that it's in this person's hands to do what they need to do in order to make things right. Right for themselves, right for the relationship. How does this affect Leo? Lady, feminine energy. The journal, this is about thoughts or feelings. Yeah. See, this is talking about apologizing in order to heal things. So to me, this feels like the one whoever is in these addictions is thinking, I apologize, that'll make things right. That'll make everything better. It has every time. The ring is commitment. Yep. See, it's showing here that whoever is dealing with this was fed up with being backstabbed or betrayed and doesn't want to fight for the relationship anymore. This is showing up like there's nothing more I can do. The best thing for myself is to kick you out until you can figure yourself out. So why has this been hidden from Leo? Why has this been hidden from Leo? There was definitely something hidden here. It could be whatever the addictions are, or like I said, something happened due to the addictions. Justice in reverse, Libra energy, Three of Pentacles, and the Devil in reverse. Yep. Why has this been hidden from Leo? This could be whoever is in these addictions could have been saying that they were like they weren't doing anything, whatever it is. Um, Whatever they were saying, that was what, of course, it's saying something is hidden here. So, whatever they were saying, it was false. And they knew that that wouldn't work well for them if the truth was revealed. So, what they were doing was, I think they were hiding their addictions, or whatever they were doing due to their addictions. They were definitely hiding something from the other that they knew if they were brought out in the open. Because it's saying here that this person is giving the insinuation that they're working on themselves, working together to get away from the devil energy. The devil energy is whatever these addictions are. But really, they weren't. Justice in reverse, Three of Pentacles, the devil in reverse. Yeah. They knew the commitment would end. So they knew that the one who's trying to help them is at the end of their rope, or was at the end of their rope. Yep. Yeah. Working together, offering support. See, if this relationship is ending, it's not because the one who's dealing with this didn't try. Because I feel like they tried and tried and tried to help the other person. And I feel like they've just come to the realization that it's not working anymore. Like nothing they can do is going to help the other. They're going to have to help themselves. Yeah. I feel like the one dealing with this was trying to usher the other person through this. And I think what's going on here is the one who's doing the thing has not hit rock bottom yet. I don't think they're ready to stop doing what they're doing. The only way this person is going to stop doing what they're doing is if they choose it themselves. Hierophant in reverse, Knight of Cups, Queen of Pentacles. Seven of Pentacles in reverse, Page of Cups in reverse, Five of Swords in reverse. It's talking a lot, for the one who's in the addiction, it's talking a lot about avoidance. What this person is doing is putting on this facade of, yeah, I've quit doing what I'm doing. Oh, yeah, I'm getting better. They're trying, whatever they're doing, they may be able to a point, be able to function. They may be high functioning in whatever their addiction is, because it seems like they do really well about pretending to be fine or pretending to not be doing something when they really are. What they're going along with what the other wants, or what the other wants them to do, in order to preserve the relationship, or preserve their spot in the relationship. Because this is saying that they're not sorry about what they're doing. Um, it's also saying that they know that if the other knew about this, which it seems like it's already been revealed, but if the other person knew about this, that like it would be over. There would be no more going back. And the reason they're doing this is trying to avoid conflict. So what this person is doing is playing this game of, I'm going to do what this person, or I'm going to tell this person I'm doing what they want me to. I'm going to try to act in a way that makes them feel like I'm doing what they want me to, but I'm really going to do what I want to do, and try my best to hide it, because I know if this is revealed to this person that they're done with me, because I know that they're fed up. That's what's being hidden here. Why has this been hidden from Leo? The grave and ending. See, this is showing without a doubt. They're very aware that if something is if it's revealed of what they're doing, or they're very aware that the relationship is close to ending, that the other person has had enough. They're very aware of that. Lilies is peace. See, they're doing whatever they need to do to keep the peace, um, and still be able to do what they want to do. The stork, new beginning, child, or pregnancy. See, this is talking about, this was what I was talking about here, about the one dealing with this, ushering the other through this situation. It feels like someone is trying to mother the other person. Um, and the one who's doing the thing is going along with this in order to maintain their spot in the relationship, or maintain their spot within the home, whatever that is. They're portraying themselves as turning over a new leaf when they really haven't. So this is either something that has already come to light, or this is what's unfolding. Because this feels to me like this is like actively going on. It feels to me like whoever is in these addictions is filling the other person full of hot air in order to maintain their spot, in order to make the other person feel good about the situation, so there won't be a whole lot of questions asked. But I'm telling you, behind closed doors, or when this person isn't around the other, they're feeding their addictions. And they have no intention of stopping. They are willing to play this out until they get caught. And then it's going to be couch surfing. So, how does Leo deal with this new information? How does Leo deal with this new information? Ace of Cups in reverse. Ten of Swords in reverse. And the Page of Swords. Okay. So this isn't a situation, for whoever's dealing with this, they're not enabling by no means. They're definitely trying to help. But there's definitely going to come a point, if it hasn't come already, where this person is going to say, I can't help this person. There's nothing I can do to make this person want to get the help they need. And it's not necessarily that they're washing their hands of the situation. It's just the one who's dealing with this is at a loss of what they can do further, because they know that the only person that can help themselves is the one who's in the addiction. And it's once again here, it's saying this is just someone who's standing their ground. Um, you know, this is what I expect from you. If you can't do these things, then you need to go on. Pretty much is going to be the end result. Ace of Cups in reverse, Ten of Swords in reverse, Page of Swords in reverse. But keep in mind, the one who's dealing with this has put up with a lot already from the other, because it is showing backstabbing and betrayal here, an awareness of being backstabbed or betrayed. And this is someone who's just had enough. They're just at the end of their rope. Yeah. Releasing, not reconciling, reckless, careless behavior. Page of Pentacles in reverse, not giving or receiving. This is a message of truth. I'm not going to enable you. Four of Pentacles in reverse, Knight of Wands in reverse, Page of Pentacles in reverse. And yeah, see, This is a realization of it's not my responsibility to fix this person. It is their responsibility to fix them. I can support them in their healing, but I can't make them do that. Someone is releasing themselves of that burden. It seems like maybe the one dealing with this has carried that at least for a while, but they're letting it go. You know, there's worry here about the other, worry about their careless, reckless behavior. There's also worry. See, whoever's dealing with this is in a position of worrying about the other person, but also worrying about their own well being. It's like I'm worried about this person, but I'm also worried about what this person's effect has on me. Yeah. And so a lot of this feels for the one dealing with this like self preservation. Yeah. Making a decision to not give. This is making the choice to no longer enable the other. And I think that's why this is showing up here, is because it's going to lead to this person. This person is on the way to their rock bottom. Um, I do feel like, and this is just the intuitive feeling I have, there's not like a dark despair feeling here. So I do feel like at some point this person's going to get the help they need, but it may not be immediate. I think this person has to um, go through some more things before it reaches that point. How does Leo deal with this new information? The garden, this is a social gathering or something being out in the open. This is talking about I'm no longer helping you. I'm no longer going to enable you. The bouquet, giving or receiving. Yeah. See, this is talking about being worried about someone's careless and reckless behavior, being backstabbed or betrayed. And this could be a lot of things, especially if it's a love situation where you're dealing with someone with addictions. This could be, them stealing from you. Um, it could be anything. This is talking about someone's careless and reckless behavior causing a backstabbing or betrayal and someone being worried about that. The worry is about, what the other is doing to the one who's dealing with this. The bear, an authority figure, protective energy. See, this is talking about someone protecting themselves. I'm no longer going to enable you in order to protect myself. And this could be protection, financially, mentally, emotionally, physically, whatever it is. But someone is realizing here, I feel like whoever's dealing with this spent a lot of time focusing on this person and these addictions. And now they're realizing I need to start focusing on myself because what I'm trying to do here is not going anywhere. It's up to the one who's in these addictions to make the choice. And I'm sure whoever's dealing with this, once that person makes that choice, they'll be there to support the other. But as long as this person has free will and their free will chooses to be in these addictions, then there's not much the other can do. So let's get the closing messages. Closing messages for Leo. I focused on you instead of my pain. See, that's what I'm talking. That's exactly what I'm talking about. Is the one dealing with this has spent a lot of time focusing on the other person, trying to get them well, trying to get them better, when that's not even what they want, or that's not what they're ready for. So whoever's dealing with this is focusing back in on themselves. Yeah, see on the bottom, you did not break me. All right, let's go to the Sacred Creators Oracle messages for Leo. Feed your artist. And on the bottom is integrate your knowing. Let's see what feed your artist says. 28. Essential meanings: passionate maker, creative play, supporting yourself with your passion, time to experiment, ability to be free from rules, nourishing your artistic soul, creating an inspired future, ability to inspire others, you are in flow with the universe. Self care message: self judgment, harsh expectations, overscheduling tasks, not valuing your talent and your craft, a need for downtime, a hunger for soul food, a need to reconnect to your creative joy. There's a money myth out there that healers are broke ass hippies and that creatives are starving artists, and it doesn't have to be this way. It actually isn't this way at all. There are healers, creatives, and artists everywhere who are building abundant, prosperous lives with their craft. You too can use your passions and your creativity to fill your world with joy and abundance. Allow them to support and guide you on your journey and diligently feed your inner artist, trusting that it is a productive pursuit. Your art may be a shot of daily yoga with a side of delightful conversation, or maybe it's expressive dance that clears your stress. Whatever it is, allow playful art to seep into your life. The real unpolished, uncontrived play that floats your soul. Do more of that. Indulge your inner creator by diving into something you've been inspired to try with no judgment and with no expectation except the expectation to experiment. Your self expression will nourish the miraculous light you've got inside, and incredibly serendipitous opportunities will surface when you are out in the world enjoying your life as art. Questions to ask: how often do you schedule in time for creative play? And how spontaneous are you about diving into something that looks like it will be fun? Are you leaving time for experimentation? How harshly do you judge your initial attempts? What type of artist are you? What is your life as art? All right, Leo, that is what I have for you. If you enjoyed the reading or if it resonated, please hit the like button, subscribe if you like, and I will see you on the next one. Bye bye.